Good morning, people. For today's video, we're going to check out all of the changes that were made to Save the World with today's update. We actually got a home-based status report on Reddit, but before we get into the home-based status report, there were a couple things I wanted to go over first that weren't mentioned in the home-based status report. I guess first we'll start with the LEGO news. When it comes to LEGO Fortnite, you'll now be able to level up the LEGO Pass by just earning Battle Pass XP. You no longer have to play LEGO Fortnite in order to level up the pass. So that was the first thing I wanted to point out. Another thing I want to point out when it comes to LEGO is that you can now build in more than just 4 directions. Before today's update, you could only set it sideways or straight up and down. But after today's update, you can now have the pieces aligned diagonally. So you can now place down your pieces in a lot more directions than you could before. And honestly, that's kind of a big deal, at least when it comes to doing custom builds. So that's why I wanted to mention it. But yeah, those were a couple of the major changes that came with today's update when it comes to LEGO Fortnite. Anyways, when it comes to Save the World, first thing I want to point out is that if you select no skin, you'll notice that you don't see your hero in your locker. I'm assuming this is a visual bug because if we were to load in using, let's say, base Kyle, for example, if we were to load in, we'll still be able to see our hero in game as well as the lobby. But for whatever reason, you won't be able to see it in your locker. So that's one new bug we got with today's update. They also changed the amount of XP you can earn daily while playing Save the World. And they also changed the amount of XP you can earn from each type of mission. So the good news is the cap has been increased to 727,000 Battle Pass XP you can earn in Save the World every day. So you should be able to earn up to 9 Battle Pass levels every day by just playing Save the World. Before today's update, I believe you could only get up to 5 Battle Pass levels. So that's actually a lot better than it used to be, but they also nerfed the amount of XP you get from each mission. And shout out to Archer for providing us with this information. But if we take a look at Frostnite, for example, you can only earn 281,000 XP after wave 20. So it looks like that got nerfed. Same thing with an Endurance. You can only earn up to 357,000 XP after wave 30. We used to be able to get 489,000 XP, so that also got nerfed by a huge amount. But in order to reach the cap, if you just plan on doing Endurance, technically I think you would have to do 2 runs to wave 30 and then a 3rd run to wave 3 in order to reach the cap. So Endurance XP also got nerfed by a lot with today's update. And they also made changes to the amount of XP you get from regular missions. So with Cat 4, for example, you'll get 56,000. For Ride the Lightning, you'll get 48,000. Retrieve the Data will get you 40,000. Deliver the Bomb gets you 53,000. Evacuate the Shelter gets you 48. Repair the Shelter gets you 44,000. And Refuel gives you 59,000. When it comes to attack missions, Eliminate and Collect will get you 36,000. Rescue the Survivors gives you 28. Destroy the Encampments gives you 38. Build the Radar will get you 57,000. Storm King gets you 15,000, and Resupply will get you 34,000. So those are the new XP values for each of the missions. So those are the changes they made when it comes to earning XP and Save the World. They increased the cap so you can earn more levels per day, but they decreased the amount of XP you get from missions like Endurance and Frostnite. So you may have to do more missions, but you should also be able to level up your Battle Pass more after today's update. It looks like they also fixed the Primal Flame Bow using Flux instead of Schematic XP, so you'll no longer have to use Flux to level up your Primal Flame Bow. And the last thing I want to mention that wasn't in the home-based status report is that they also made some changes to movement in Save the World. You'll notice that we jump a little bit different. The animation looks a little bit different when you jump from side to side. And yeah, this pretty much happens every time they change the movement in BR. It slightly affects your movement in Save the World. So that's something else you may notice after today's update. The movement animations are a little bit different compared to before. Anyways, when it comes to the home-based status report, I will leave a link to it in the description if you want to go check it out. But the first thing they said was, hey everyone, here's a look at everything that came with Save the World in today's update. If you recall, we announced some UI changes with the aim of aligning more closely with other modes across the Fortnite universe. And so with today's release, we're happy to announce the implementation of the reworked emote wheel, which should now look and feel more familiar. Jam emotes are also in the works. Start warming up to make some noise and jam between husk waves. So we're actually going to load in, and I'll show you what they mean by that. It looks like the 6 minutes on a supply drop looks a little different. Anyways, when it comes to the new emote wheel, you'll notice that it looks very familiar to the one you've seen in BR. We got them separated by locker emotes, favorites, traversal, emotes, toys, sprays. So this should make it a little bit easier to find the emote you're looking for. But the bad news is, as of right now, we don't have any notes. So you can't mark things as loot or party zone like we used to. But that could potentially be a bug. Like when we take a look at the comments, for example, this comment says the new emote wheel took away our communication notes. And Epic replied saying, thanks for the flag. The existing communication ping wheel is temporarily unavailable. We're investigating. So the word temporarily makes me believe that they may bring back the communication notes tab from our emote wheel. But as of now, after today's update, it looks like that's not currently available. Hopefully they bring it back though, because I did use the communication notes often. Like with Fortnite, for example, whenever you bring loot back to the builder, I would always mark it as loot. So hopefully they bring that back. But yeah, that's what the new emote wheel looks like in Save the World. And we should also be able to use jam emotes sometime in the future, according to this post. Anyways, they then went on to say, additionally, we're aware of the following issues and are working on hammering them out in the upcoming updates. The request medbot prompt may disappear or detach from the knocked survivor, and they may not be saved. And that's a bug we've had for a very long time. Husk may also phase through built floor ceiling sections from ramps, and that would sometimes allow them to deal damage to the objective without actually having to destroy the walls to get there. The default hero appearance option is missing in the locker, and we showed that earlier. Values shown for reload speed magazine size perk do not change after modification, so you may not see the changes in the stats if you add either a reload speed or magazine size. You may not see the correct value. Anyways, they then said, that's not all though. Thanks for your input. We've addressed a variety of issues, including the floor launcher traps no longer having collision with players or husk, allowing free movement across them. Traps remain operational and can be destroyed by the player. And I'm actually going to confirm that right now. So before today's update, there was a bug that wouldn't allow you to walk over the floor launcher, but it definitely looks like they fixed that. Cosmetic items equipped through the randomized loadout option in the locker now persist after entering a mission. Players who have been affected by the successfully logged out error upon entering Save the World should now be able to jump in without further issues. We are granting 100 legendary flex to everyone who spent flex to evolve the primal flame bow. Thanks for your patience while we work to fix this. So that's why we got the 100 legendary flex when we logged in today. While in the lobby, teammates' hero class icon will now appear correctly, helping players go for an optimal class combo, which is especially important in higher power level missions. Also, social menu icons will now display the currently selected outfit instead of default recruit outfits. And as always, we truly appreciate your ongoing support and flagging issues as we commit to implementing new features. Should you run into any issues related to the emote wheel or otherwise, don't hesitate to mention them in the comments. And again, I'll leave a link to this post in the description if you want to go check it out. And that sums up everything I could find when it comes to Save the World as well as Lego. Let me know what you all think about today's update in the comments below. And I think we'll check out the new VR season on Twitch later today, so be sure to drop a follow if you haven't already. Anyways, before I go, I did want to give a huge shout out to everybody who's been using creator code A1, and I also wanted to remind everybody that it disappears after 2 weeks, so you may have to re-enter it. But yeah, if you plan on getting a battle pass or buying any skins, be sure to use the creator code because it really helps me out. But I think that sums up everything we're going to go over for this one. Let me know what you think about the new season in the comments below. I hope y'all have a wonderful day, and thanks for watching.